Well, first of all, because I think the community is worried and they're, to be fair, afraid of the fentanyl crisis, firstly. And I think for most people, it's trying to get an understanding of what it means and what impact it could or is having on their community and their families.
And so I forget if it's passed or if it's in the process of being passed, but you have a bill
It passed,
in the
yeah.
Senate?
So we passed the bill a year ago, and then the government immediately implemented the ingredients to the listing under the Narcotic Control Act, so that they'd actually, or the Food and Drug Act, so they'd actually have to be permits required to possess any of those ingredients.
So with that being said, I mean, it's great things are being done, but what more would you like to see done to help this issue?
It's not enough. I mean, look, we still have the ingredients arriving every minute of every day from China. I mean, our choke point is going to have to be, I think, on combating it from a customs perspective, and that's going to be searching to a much greater level all of the packages coming from China, and companies that are caught shipping ingredients here, I think, need to be banned from shipping again to the country. I think we have to be that aggressive. The second part, I think, is around educating young people. I think most young people will make the right decisions if they know the right questions, and right now they don't know the questions to ask. They're being told fentanyl can kill, but nobody in our streets are buying fentanyl. They're buying other drugs that are laced with fentanyl, and as a result, they're dying.
And that brings in, the topic of education. Do you think we have a good education as it is when it comes to
I
opioids?
think we have a good education on some issues, not on opioids, and specifically not on this issue, it's killing people. I think the education program we have in place is around trying to help young people make the right decisions, right? I think our challenge now is that those right decisions previously aren't enough, because telling young people not to take, an opioid or heroin is one thing. Now we find out that, something else they were taking maybe was a half a Percocet from a friend. Now we find out that half a Percocet is also laced with fentanyl, which could kill them. So I think our program needs to be more hard-hitting right now and actually more life-changing for young people.
Would you say that we're in a crisis?
Oh, absolutely in a crisis. We've been in a crisis for 18 months, though. I mean, Vancouver was having 2-3 people a day die 18 months ago. I mean, it's a national crisis right now. And the scary part is it's going to be much worse before it gets any better.
And obviously, being Ottawa's former chief of police, you obviously clearly saw how it impacts people firsthand. How does that help you in the Senate, with your background knowledge? And what did you see when you were chief of police?
Well, two things. First of all, I think, being the chief in Ottawa, you actually see the impact it has on families more than anything else. I've never met a 15-year-old girl who wanted to be a drug addict living on the streets, prostituting themselves for money to buy a rock of crack cocaine, yet we have hundreds of them, right? That kind of thinking, that nobody sets out in life to be a drug addict, homeless, committing crimes. I've never met that person who said that was their aspiration in life. So I think that's the message it allows you to receive as a police officer on the streets. The second part, I think, when you go to the Senate, is you can actually explain that to other people. Most senators could have sat in this room tonight and not known what we're talking about either. So I think it's important for us to get the message out across the board, not just in communities, but also to our politicians.